So you have reconciled your bank in Xero, but something feels off. Maybe it's a duplicate, maybe you've put the wrong two transactions together, and now you are left wondering, can I undo this without creating a big mess? And yes, you can. You can do it in a simple way with a click of a few buttons when you know the right steps. And in this video, I am going to show you exactly how to undo a mistake step by step in Xero so that you can fix any problems or errors that you make without causing a snowball, a financial snowball, or feeling like you've broken everything. Bank reconciliations are meant to keep your books squeaky clean. But what happens when you match the wrong transactions or you reconcile something that shouldn't have been reconciled at all? Maybe you're staring at your bank balance in Xero and you think, why doesn't this match my actual bank account when I log into my online banking? Why does this number just feel wrong? Something is off and I don't know how. And the further you dig, the more mess you find. We want to avoid that. And you are not alone. Even seasoned business owners and bookkeepers make mistakes when it comes to their bookkeeping and reconciling in Xero. But the good news is Xero actually makes it quite easy to undo these errors if you know where to look. The scary bit is that people don't realize what's been reconciled incorrectly until much later down the line. So you often have to go quite far back to fix these mistakes. And by then, the numbers are already showing up in your profit or loss or your VAT return or your tax return. And one wrong match of a significantly sized transaction can throw everything off, and it can leave you paying too much tax and having problems chasing an issue that you just can't spot. So what you need to do is you need to try and fix these errors in the moment. Because if you don't fix these errors, they quietly creep up in your reports until your cash flow and your decision making is off. You might end up overpaying tax, underclaiming expenses, or making poor decisions based on inaccurate data, and we don't want that. And so here's the thing. You don't need to wipe your Xero clean and start with a brand new Xero. There is a way to selectively unreconcile transactions clearly, calmly, and without chaos. So undoing transactions in Xero the right way will ensure that your books are accurate, that your accountant is happy, that you're happy, that your reports that you run in Xero are trustworthy, that you have peace of mind knowing that your numbers reflect reality. So what I want to do now is I want to jump into Xero and show you how to achieve this. So you're in Xero and there's something up. When you look in your bills to pay or your invoices, something's not adding up. Something has been marked as paid that shouldn't have been marked as paid. What is the best way to fix it? Well, a great place to go is from your dashboard, dive into the bank account where that payment would have been created. And on this account transactions tab. Now, if you're new to Xero, you probably haven't spent much time on this tab. Most of your time will have been spent on this reconcile page. What I want you to do though is go to this account transactions page, and we're going to use it as a way to identify an issue. So we're going to hit the search button and I'm going to search for Xero. And let's say that because I pay Xero each month because they're one of my suppliers. And let's say I've identified that actually I mistakenly took my mobile phone bill of, let's say, £29.50 here. And I can see I've been paying Xero £56 a month. So actually the next time I pay Xero, it should have been 56, but I made a payment of £29.50 and I reconciled it up to Xero, like a Xero bill that I had, when actually it should have been reconciled to my mobile bill. So what we can do is we can right click on that transaction, that bank transaction, and open it in the new tab. And the key here is, and this is where I think people mess up, they'll then come to this options tab and they'll hit this unreconcile. And you don't want to do that because that's how you begin to create a mess. What the unreconcile will do is it will remove that connection between the bank transaction and the payment that's in Xero. It just removes the connection, but it still leaves the payment on that bill or that invoice. And we don't want that bill invoice to remain that payment to remain, because we want to create a new one when we reconcile in the future. So what you want to do is you want to hit this remove and redo button. That will break the connection and get rid of this underlying payment that's been marked against that bill. That will take you back to the beginning of where you were before you made this error. If you just hit the unreconcile, it leaves part of what you did there. Remove and redo will take you back to the start so that you're fresh on that transaction. So I always recommend using the remove and redo button rather than the unreconcile button. Okay, and we want to permanently remove it, and we say yes. What we'll now be able to see is when we're on this account transactions tab in Xero, that no longer exists. So with that payment that we've created in Xero no longer exists. That $29.50 though did go through the bank. So if we go to bank statements and search here for that $29.50, we can see there is the unreconciled $29.50 that we created. If this video has been helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. I've got loads more Xero tips just like this one. So if you are constantly fixing issues in Xero and still not feeling confident with your numbers, my best tip is coming up in my next video. So let's do a quick recap. Yes, you can undo reconciliations in Xero without breaking anything. Just go to your bank, find the transaction, and the key is to hit that remove and redo button, not just the unreconcile. It's clean, quick, and painless. I'm Ray Armand, founder of Root to Growth and Cube Accountants, and I help UK business owners like you go from Xero confused to Xero confident. So if you've ever pulled up a profit and loss report and felt a bit of brain fog over whether you're in the right place, why is it not making sense, then subscribe for more straight talking Xero tutorials from someone who actually uses this stuff every day. And remember, mistakes happen even in accounting. It's how you fix them that counts.